This is what the Mishnah says. A widow gets married on Thursday. We can explain why, but that's not our main subject. Main subject is Besula. Besula means Shepa'amayim b'Shabbat, twice a week. Look inside, second line. Put your finger inside, please. Shepa'amayim b'Shabbat, twice a week. Shabbat means a week. Shepa'amayim b'Shabbat, twice a week. Bosei dinim yoshvim ba'ayoris. Courthouses sit in towns. B'yom hasheni, b'yom hachamishi, Monday and Thursday. Ezra, you heard about Ezra the scribe? Ezra Sefer? There's a prophet called Prophet Ezra. You heard of him? Ezra in the Tanakh. He fixed 10 takanot. One of them is that every town must have a court Monday and Thursday. Monday and Thursday we read the Torah. Monday and Thursday was the day of a market day. All over the Middle East, Central Asia, the markets were Monday and Thursday. So since it was a market day, people came to towns and they went to synagogue to daven. When we read the Torah, read the Torah twice a week, Monday and Thursday, right? Who fixed that? Ezra the scribe. And he also fixed that the courts will be open on the day of the market and people come into the town Monday and Thursday. The rabbis, after Ezra's fixed, upon this fixing, was a fixing that a virgin should not get married only on Wednesday. Why? Since twice a week there's a court, Yom Sheni v'Chamishi. She'im ayalo tanat betulim, if he had a claim of virginity, or your mashkim lebeis, will get up in the morning and go to court. Okay? So if he has a claim in Beis Din, a court, he gets up in the morning and he goes to court. Now, if he goes to court and he says, I found the opening opens, and therefore what? Then what happens?
Get a cash.
Then what happens? He can divorce her anyhow. Any husband can divorce his wife anyhow. Nobody can prevent him from divorcing. So what does he gain? What does he gain by going to court and says, I found she's not a virgin?
He doesn't have to.
What? Oh, good. So he got witnesses, not a virgin. Therefore what?
He doesn't have to pay the
Doesn't have to pay the ksuba. No, the gitin, no.
We argued that.
No, he has to pay the gitin.
Even if he
Any divorce, no. He wants a divorce, he has to pay the get.
Yeah, but he can stick with it 100 or 200. Or he doesn't have
Talk about ksuba.
Okay, that's
Ksuba. 200, 100. A virgin gets 200 coins of silver, and not a virgin gets 100. She's not a virgin. I want to give her only 200 and 100, not 200. But that cannot be the claim. Why? Because if he wants to get married any of the day in the week and he's willing to pay, who's going to stop him? Why the rabbis made a takana only to get married Wednesday that he go to court? If he wants to pay, he says, I don't want to get married Wednesday. I want to get married Thursday, Friday. What's the problem? She's not a virgin. I don't want to pay 200, but I'm willing to pay 200. So let me get married any day I want. If the rabbis prevent him to get married any day, must be it's not a monetary issue. So in a monetary issue, a person can forgive and forget. What is it? The issue has to be a prohibition. Which prohibition? So we're going to start figure out which type of woman we talk about. There is many types of women. That there is a big difference. What is the ramification of his claim? If, for example, he's a Kohen and he got engaged to a woman, the law is Kohen. If his wife gets raped, holiness, she's still prohibited. You know that. Anyone here is a Kohen? Not a Kohen, right? If you Chaz Shalom, a person is a Kohen, has to watch his wife where she goes at night. Chaz Shalom, even if she didn't do adultery by free will, even by rape, by force, she's still prohibited her husband. So if this man gets up in the morning and he says, listen, she's not a virgin. Not a virgin, so therefore what?
that's
So no matter what happened to her by force of free will, it's finished. She's prohibited. That's only if she did it under him. But if, let's say, she was raped or committed adultery, she had free will or raped before the engagement, she's allowed to be with him. So it's a doubt. It's a doubt. He says it's open. She's not a virgin, but depends what happened here. If it happened under him, no matter what, she's prohibited by free will or by force. That son honest is prohibited, right? And if it happened before the engagement, no matter what, she's permitted. So it's a doubt. He doesn't know what happened. He just knows it's open. He's not a virgin. But does he know when it happened? Does he know when it happened? Oh. So even by one doubt, he has to go to court to get witnesses. But otherwise, what will happen if he cannot get witnesses? By one doubt, can he put a prohibition upon himself on one doubt? Yes. Maran Daftet says, Omar Ablozo, that if it's only one doubt, like Vaish's Kohen, wife of a Kohen, even one doubt, he can put a prohibition on himself. What does that mean? It's called Shavya, Nafsha, Chaticha Disur. You ever heard that word before? Shavya means, in Aramaic, he put a nafshe on his soul and himself, Chaticha, peace, Avisura, prohibition. He puts on himself a piece of prohibition. What does that mean? There's a general concept you guys have to know. He chose, and a person has the ability. The Gemara in Daf Chavbet learns this idea from the Torah. If you open page 20, 21, 22, sorry. 22. 22, what? Chavbei Samud Aleph. The Mishnah there talks about, look in the Mishnah there. A woman that says, I'm a married woman, and I got divorced. She tells us, I was married and I was divorced. And she's believed. Why? The mouth that prohibits her is the mouth that permits her. Okay? If there is witnesses that she was a married woman, and she says, I divorced, okay? So a woman that says, I was prohibited, but I was permitted. So since she's giving us the information that she's prohibited, and she's also giving us the information that she's permitted, she says, I was prohibited because I was married, but I got divorced. Who said she was married? Nobody, only her. And she also tells us that she was divorced. So we believe her, full package. It's because the first words are prohibition, but she gave us that information. We also rely on her because she's the source of the information that she got divorced, that she permitted. She has the power to prohibit, but since she is the mouth that prohibits, she also has the mouth to permit. Okay, so let's see the Gemara. Amar Avasi, Minayin la pesha asa wa peshitim. How do we know that the mouth that prohibits can be the mouth that permits? Shenemar et biti natati lisha ze lisha. The father says, I gave my daughter to this man, to a woman. By saying I gave my daughter to a man, what happens to her? She's prohibited, finished. But he says, Laisha zeh, to this man. Sorry, et biti natati, I gave my daughter, she's prohibited. Then he says, this man, I gave my daughter for marriage to this man. So he said, I gave my daughter for marriage. She's not. She cannot be married to nobody because maybe she's married to somebody else. I don't know to who. Everyone is a suspect. Then he says, no, but to this man, everybody else was permitted. So he's the one that prohibited her and permitted her. This is the Gemara's source. Laish also azeitiro. Okay. The Gemara says, Lama liko. What I need a verse. Small. It's a common sense. Who? Asoro. He's the one that prohibited her. He's the one permitted, which means the information comes from him. So you can't believe the person halfway. The Gemara says you're right. אלא כי איציק קרוא לכדרבון אומריו, רבון אומריו, מניין לאב שנאמר לעשר וסביתו מן התוירו. How do I know that a person can put a prohibition upon himself? Says my daughter, I married my daughter off. He can put a prohibition on her because she belongs to him. She's less than 12 years old. How do we know that the father is believed to prohibit his daughter from Torah? Shenema, as it says, is biti nasati l'isha zeh. Okay. He says, I married my daughter. It means he can prohibit his daughter. The Gemara says also, Lama limi boile. The Gemara answers, Shenema b'lajazeh. The Gemara says not true. Mi boile kedetoni Rav Yoino. That this man are not to Yibum. If somebody took a bad name on a marriage of his brother, if somebody says, my brother's marriage is not a marriage, but because she needs to fall to him, if he dies, his wife, he has to do Yibum. So he does, he says, she wasn't a virgin to my brother, so he doesn't have the power of, Yovam doesn't have the power of Moitze Sheva. Only a normal person from the streets. Okay. That's not important. What I want to get to the Tonu Rabbanon. Tonu Rabbanon. Aisha Sha'omro Eishes Aishani. A woman that says, I'm a married woman, but Chosov Omro Pluyani. She went back and she says, I'm open, I'm not married. She retracted. That was married. She says, I'm a married woman. Then she went back. She says, no, I'm not married. It says Ne'emenes. She's believed.
If she says that she was married, then she says she's not married. She's
yes.
That counts.
She's allowed to retract.
She takes responsibility for both.
She says, my first statement is, go follow my second statement. I'm open. I can get married.
Oh, second statement. Oh, she made it.
We don't know yet. The Mishnah says Ne'emenes she's believed. So Gemara challenges this. This is what we get. When she says I was a married woman, she put on herself a piece of prohibition. You heard this? You see those words? That was the phrase I wanted to show you. Shavya nafshe lukin nafchav beis. The Gemara has a kasha. She put on herself Shavya nafshe chatichid isura. She put on herself a piece of isu. She made myself. She says, I'm married. A woman says, I'm a married woman. Finish. She put on herself a prohibition. She forbidden to any man in the world. It's a kind of a vow or belief on herself. She's believed to say I'm a married woman. So the Gemara says, if that's true, how can she says I'm not married suddenly? Her first statement she's believed. How she's believed to say she's not married? So the Gemara answers, she gave stories, explanation. Amatla means a proverb. She gave an explanation to her word. She says, you know what does it mean I was married and now I'm single? Because I got divorced. She gives an explanation why she changed. You know why I say I was married? I was afraid of this guy. This guy wanted to marry me. I said, I'm a married woman, so to keep away from him. But to this guy, I want to get married. So I'm telling my true status that I'm single. She gave an explanation why she changed her story. Again, a woman that says a story to prohibit herself, or any man says. One guy says, you see this piece? He has a piece of meat. He says, can I eat it? He says, no, it's from the Arabs. It's treifa. It's from the Mexicans. It's from the Americans. Not Jewish.
Another guy comes up.
1 second. Somebody says this piece of meat is treif. He can never eat it. He can never change the story. When he can change the story, when he gives a masla, when he gives explanation. You know why I said treifa? If this guy wanted to take it away from me, he thought it's kosher meat. So I said it's treifa to piss him off, to throw him off, to bug him off, to take him off of him. But now that he went away, I'll tell you the truth, it's kosher meat. So again, somebody that says a prohibition on himself or even on his values, not on his body. Shavya nafshech tichid is on yourself or your belongings. It's a meat, your body that you're married, or you think, this woman, she's prohibited to me because she committed adultery. You don't know, but he's saying, to me, that's what happened. That's a story. So you can never marry her. Or he says, listen, and it's one doubt. So for me, this woman is safek doraita. She's prohibited. Capish? In those cases, she's prohibited. He's prohibited. This is the concept. Where are we learning from? I ask you, what's the source? What's the source? Paprika, sharp. Not asking what is the source. What's the source? What's the makoy? What's the source from the Torah that a man can put a prohibition on himself? The father says, my daughter is married. Is beaten at that she's married. She can put a prohibition on himself. She also can change. How can she change? If she gives it a masla. You see in the big lines there, Umaseh, story. The first big line, Umaseh. Umaseh, read the story. Umaseh. Read it. What does Gdola mean? Not big in size. It was a woman that she was a famous woman. Gdola means big woman, very rich woman, very noble woman, okay? Shaitan Gdola Benoi, she was very big in beauty. Benoi, Noi. Noi means beauty. And many men jumped on her to marry her. Can he marry? Hey, this whistle, oh, she's beautiful in beauty. So everybody's bothering her, right? What happened, Khaled? Everybody's bothering her. Right, it's a Jewish thing. I don't bother one. Send people to shidduch, but they bother her. Could be with messengers. So what she did, and Ben Yehuda. So what she did, she told him, well, before that, and stop. What she told him, fuck off. I'm married. I'm an engaged woman. Fuck off. I'm engaged. Get off of me.
Only she can take that off.
One second. Le'yamim, after a couple of days, she stood up. That's it. She got married to someone. Got engaged to somebody. Let's continue on. What's going on? What made you to say before you marry, we believe you? And so you say you're not married. We can't believe you the second state. You put in yourself a piece of prohibition.
Only you can take it off.
Once, yes. So she answered them. What does that mean? Not proper for me. Beginning, not proper men came and jumped on me. Amarti, what I told him. I said, I'm a married engaged woman, leave me alone. Now. Anashim Muganim. Now that I got proper shidduchim, proper guys, what I said, that's me. The Zu Aloha, this law, Elo, they put up Rabacher Sarah Biro Lifnei Chachamim Beusha. The rabbis, the Sanhedrin moved to Usha, one of the stations in the caravan of the Sanhedrin when they moved out of the mounts Aramoria, they moved around to Yavne, to Usha. So one of the laws that Rabbi Achaz Rabira said in front of the rabbis, the Sanhedrin Usha, he said what? What they said? Amatla. If she gave a reasoning for her words, that she's believed. Stop. If she said prohibition, means it's prohibition on her. She can put a prohibition. But she gives in a masla, she gives a reasoning Why now she changed, she can change. But without a masli, she can never change. So let's go back to our mission. The woman says, sorry, not the woman. The man says, get up in the morning, he runs to court, and he says, I have a claim of Basulim, I have a claim that she's not a virgin. Now that I'm claiming she's not a virgin, what? 1 second. But I don't know what happened. Even if it's a kohen, and there's a fek doraita here, doubt of the Torah, if it would happen before, happen after. No, can you hear me? Happen before, happen after. It's one down. True, the rule is safek doraita lechuma. So I'm saying, listen, this woman, she's safek doraita to me. So then she's prohibited or not? She is. From which law?
He brought it.
From which law of safek doraita moshav yanaf shechidin in Yisroel? But what will happen if witnesses says she's not a virgin? They saw her being with a guy, but they didn't see clear it was with free will or by force. They didn't see it happen before and after, but they saw something happening. They saw things happening. They don't remember which day was it. It was a long time ago. It was maybe 3 months ago. They don't know if it was exactly before the engagement. The engagement was one of those days.
No,
I don't remember.
But
For according to what, but in such a case, it's not Shavya. Who tells us the doubt? Witnesses tells us the doubt.
more than one.
Two witnesses tells us the doubt. They don't know themselves, but they represents the doubt. In such a case, she's prohibited, not from Shavya Nafshe, she's prohibited from the law. No, because that the husband has to say. So if the husband said she's prohibited, if it's one suffix, so it'll be better to us, and it's one suffix, it's Kohen or others, one suffix. So then she's prohibited from the law of which law? Of Shavya Nafshe. But there's not a strong belief. Why? Because she will give, if he'll give an explanation, you throw it off. But without explanation, it's not a prohibition. Basically, that's intervene. And if you have witnesses, that says what? There's a doubt here. They saw a cohabitation, but they don't know free will, or by force. They don't know where was it, but they saw something from far. What's the law will be? It says one something. It's just called. They don't know if it was don't know if it was before or after. If it's after, for short period, no matter what, after the engagement by force. But they don't know exactly what time was it. They remember 2 weeks ago, they saw, I don't know if it was Monday or Thursday, it was in the morning, but she got engaged exactly around that time. They don't know exactly when, but they saw a reality there. What's the law? Should be prohibited, right? From which? From Shavya Nafshe or from a doubt? So since they represent the doubt, so Beis believes them, and it's right? Good. But our Mishnah, our subject of our Mishnah is what? Depends. If the husband says one suffix, so then she's prohibited midin Shavya Nafshe chidin Yisura. But if it's two doubts, it doesn't do any prohibition on him. But Rashi says why he goes to court to clarify the big witnesses. But if witnesses will come, will be Shavya Nafshe. What? Be Shavya Nafshe will be what? Be also Doraisa, or will be a reality of a witness is telling us the reality. So then Beis has to intervene. Capish? The difference between Shavya Nafshe or not. Now, we learned until now that if I have one doubt and the husband says that's the reality, I know I have one doubt. Why? Because I know it was open. Maybe he's lying, it wasn't open, there's not even a doubt. Not even two doubts, nothing. No. He's allowed, he's believed on himself to say it was open, and therefore there's two doubts, right? Menachem. Don't forget to take the drawers.
Yeah, I told them today.
Put on the cart, so easier than to take. Cart outside. He has the key, you have the key? Okay. Menachem. The Yoshua has the key for the cart. It's his cart.
No,
Which-
we'll carry
what?
it. I'm saying we can't carry it up the stairs anyway.
But at least take it until they, okay, whatever you want. But it should be taken. Good. Let's go back here. Very important what I'm saying. So if the person is the one that revealed the reality, so Shavya Nafshe, it depends. One doubt, the Shavya, somebody Dorai says also. Two doubts what? Somebody makes Shabbat Nafshi on 2 doubts. Fake. He's telling us the reality that was open. We have to believe him, as reference to him. He's believed to say it's open, but even it's open, it's 2 doubts. Finds another doubt, 2 doubts, so then just don't even Shabbat Nafshi. Because a person can put a shot on himself by saying it's a Sabbath Doraisa Lechuma. But to say fake, which only could be rabbinic issue, but he cannot put on himself Shabbat Nafshi rabbinic issue. The only one is 2 doubts. He can put on himself 1 doubt. 1 doubt of the rules is also as if he's saying there's a prohibition. So he put on himself a prohibition. But 2 doubts as a Shabbat Nafshi is not. But if the witnesses will come and there that we believe them that it was open, that there was a rape, there was a competition, but they don't know it was under and not under, and free will, not free will. It's 2 doubts. So then it will be rabbinic prohibition. Then it should be prohibited. This is what Reb Kiva Eger says. Open the papers here. Shlomi. Open page 6. 6? Yes, page 6. Amar Avraham ben Amichabe. See there, Shlomi Eger? You have it there? You have the papers. Where's there? I think there's more papers there. And where my see this? I assume everybody knows Rashi. I know you don't. She came late. You know the Rashi? You learned the Rashi in the Mishnah? What about you, Calvin? What about you, Melech? What?
Explain the Rashi.
What about you?
Translated it to Sepharia.
The what?
I translated it to Sepharia to English.
So did you learn it or not?
Obviously, if you translate, you learned it.
They could translate it to show.
So before we jump to this is already step 20. I don't know if you guys know what's going on. So let's see Rashi. Let's leave that alone for a second. Let's go over Rashi. As we know, everybody is on the same page. Rashi says, let's see Rashi in the Mishnah. Twice a week, a besulakoi goes on a virgin. B'sheini v'chamishi, Monday and Thursday. Achat v'eser takonois, here. Put your finger in. So. No, Rashi. You have to look. Do you know how to read Rashi's script? Not really? Do you know how to read Rashi's script?
And also it's on the papers.
What?
Also in the papers.
It's also in the papers in the Hebrew letters. You know how to read Hebrew letters? Here. We quote Rashi in the Hebrew letters. Sheni v'chamishi. See this word? Sheni v'chamishi. B'sheni. No, it's not right.
I know it's
B'sheni v'chamishi.
also like creepy. So I'll just give you.
Achat, I'm reading inside. Achat mi'eser takanot, one of the 10 fixings, shetiken Ezra the scribe, that will become a permube and a tractate will become. In the 7th chapter, Daf Pei Beis, Meforish Lekulu, there the Gemara brings the whole list of the 10 takanot that Ezra the scribe fixed. Okay? And one of them is what? That every city will have a court Monday and Thursday. The Lochin, therefore, upon the takon of Ezra, which means Ezra was a prophet, right? This is rabbinic takon. Getting married on Wednesday, Besula, it's a later takon, a later fixing. The rabbis fixed upon Ezra that scribes takon. Lekach tiknu, that's why the rabbis fixed. Shetinose berevi, every virgin woman get married on Wednesday. You should know I have a sister that her daughter got married on Sunday, and her father didn't want to come to the wedding. My father, bless his memory, he got married on Sunday night. And he used to learn Chavrusa with the Viskilov of Rabbi Yaakov Safsam. Learned Chavrusa for many years before he got married. Very close with him. So he gave him a piece of an invitation to come. Said, Sunday I'm not coming. Why? No, that Boris Mamoni says, since in Europe, in America, it's a Christian countries, Sunday, it's a day of Christians' holidays. It's a day of their Sabbath and their time to make holidays. They make weddings and that. So we don't do weddings on Sunday. Says, I want all the respect. I'm not coming to that wedding.
He can't buy food in the first half of the week. If he's gonna go by that, you can't do anything the first half of the week, and then they're gonna end all their idolatry.
No. It's all about going to a wedding. Not about buying and selling food. Saying making a party. Making a party Sunday night. We go to Christian countries. Sunday night is the night because it's vacation. They have parties, right? So therefore, the Maggid says that the Jewish people in European and Christian countries don't make weddings on Sunday night. In Israel, there's Arabs around. We shouldn't do Friday. But Sunday night is not a problem. So Shabbos nobody does. What? Yes. But the Mishnah says on Wednesday, don't get married on Wednesday. Why? Rashi says, She'im or Yoloi Tainas Besur. If he, who is he? The husband had a claim of virginity. Yashkim lebezin boit kaisolo. He will get up to court and that the anger is still on him. Ve'im, you see, there's a square parenthesis. There's brackets. Ve'im, yeshahud benatayim. If there will be some pausing time between, let's say, he wouldn't get married on Wednesday, get married on Tuesday. Between Tuesday and Thursday is 2 days. What happened? Yesh lachuz is to worry. Shema itpayes. Maybe he will be appeased. V'titkarer da'ato. And his mind will be cooled off. Compromise. Ve'yekaimen, and he will establish him. Shema, maybe, since maybe she committed adultery under him. Then Nesro, it should be prohibited. All of she's prohibited on him. But Alfin Besoito, it says a woman, engaged woman that she hid and she committed adultery, she becomes tameh. What does tameh means? Impure. Which means a woman that got engaged and she strayed away with another man. What's the law on this woman? She can never be with her husband. She can never marry the cohabitator. She can never marry her husband. She has to leave their whole story.
It's saying that she can't eat of his food. It's true, Mom. She eats food.
A different story. Although Venitma goes that a married, engaged woman that's committed adultery, the law is that she be prohibited forever. Forever and ever, she can never go back to her husband, and she can never live with the person, the boyfriend. The boyfriend is prohibited her, and the husband, she becomes an object of tumah. Benitma, she becomes tumah. Finish. Asur la bal la boy. She's prohibited to the husband and to the cohabitator. Both. Finito. Never can permit it. So 1 second. So what Rashi says, we worry, why he has to get married Wednesday? If I ask emotion, why the rabbi said, oh, virgin gets married Wednesday? Why? Because we're afraid to get married not Wednesday, get married Tuesday, or Thursday, there's a couple of days to the next court day, what will come down. And what's wrong by coming down? It's not like coming down and okay, I'm paying anyhow 200. No about money. Can you compromise about prohibition? If the woman is a hefza, she's coming, she's prohibited to him.
You're paying 200 for 2 months.
That's not right. Not only paying 200 tumah, you live with a tumah woman. You cannot. How can you establish her? And we're afraid that we'll cool off, and we'll be with her. And maybe maybe she committed adultery. under it, tachtav, Vanessa, she's prohibited on it, hold on. On the pasuk in Israel. So therefore what? Mitoch shoyovo lebezin, and from within they come to court. Yitbarer adamar, the thing will be clarified. Sheyetza hakol, when the verse will come out. Shema yavo edim, maybe witnesses will come. So here, Bagmara now, there's the last part of Rashi. Bagmara parich tinaseh bechad v'shar. The Gemara says, okay, one guy married Wednesday and married Sunday, which is also close to a court day. But leave that aside. Why a woman, Alex, Moshe, Calvin, Binyamin, Melech? Why a woman gets married on, according to this, why a woman gets married on Wednesday? Why the rabbis fix that a woman gets married on Thursday, on Wednesday? Why? Because her baby will fall off. If it's close, he's hot, he's going to go to court. What do we gain by him going to court? Because maybe she committed adultery and she's prohibited on him. So by him going to court, a voice will come out. How? The thing will be clear, a voice will come out, and maybe witnesses will come. 1 second. What's the difference between witnesses and him?
He makes a prohibition on himself.
Oh,
And the base
if he
thinking-
says,
the base
open,
thinking-
he made a prohibition on himself, and the witnesses come,
base thinking it-
they think, okay, but also if he makes a prohibition on himself, they will come. What's the difference? The answer is, was a fake statement, double down. A person, the difference between aiding telling us the reality, by double down, or him, by Shabi al-Nafshe, he just, by a fake statement, by a normal woman, just go double down. So what's the law is, you cannot put a prohibition on yourself. One doubt, you could, because saying it's putting a prohibition on yourself, that this woman is something that I said a woman. Something that I said a woman, it's a prohibition from the Torah. If I have a doubt if this is kosher meat or not kosher meat from the Torah, I'm allowed to eat it or not allowed to eat it? What does the Torah say? Not allowed to eat it. So if I'm saying this woman, it's open, and it's one doubt, so for me, this woman is from the Torah prohibited. So I'm putting a prohibition on myself. So what's the between witnesses and him? There's no difference. But why we need the witnesses to go to court, maybe it will be clarified, because by him, it's only double down. There's no Shavi Anafshet on double down. Witnesses tell us that reality of double down. So then what? So then it's prohibited from the rabbis. Double doubt is permitted if the person gives us the information of double doubt. But if witnesses tell us the information, they're the ones that bring that double doubt to us. So then what? It's also midrabanan. This is the way Reb Shlomo Eger is learning Rashi. I explained to you one way. Let's see it inside. That's what I want to show you in page 6. Open page 6. This is 2, 4, 5 lines from the beginning of Reb Shlomo Eger. Open page 6. My brother said, this is one son of Reb Kiva Eger says about his brother, Shlomo Eger, says as follows. Sheyesh lomar sherashi sover kara. He says it's possible to say, he says it's possible to say that Rashi holds like the Ra. What is the special opinion of the Ra? The Gemara asks, if the husband says, it's open. So the Gemara asks in page 9, a normal virgin, not a wife of a Kohen, and not, she didn't get engaged less than 3 years old. It's 2 down. And by 2 down, Amai, why is believed? Seiku. I know the Mikvah Seika, Nasa Mimenu Isu the Rabbanon. But the Rabbanon Lamin Shav Yanashim. The Ro's opinion is that by a double down, depends. Depends. If it is the prohibition by a double down comes from me, Shav Yanashim, I'm putting a prohibition upon myself. By double down, there's no prohibition. What? I should permit it. If I say this is Safek Doraita, that means I'm saying it's also. If I say Sveika, there's no prohibition, although there's a rabbinic prohibition, but on a rabbinic, Shavi Anafshe doesn't exist on a rabbinic prohibition, only on the Doraita prohibition. Double down is Isu the Rabbanon, doesn't exist Shav Yanaf. But if witnesses tell me it's open, so then what? So then they tell us he's with the Rabbanon. So then she's prohibited with the Rabbanon. This is what he says. In Cain, Atkan not the Shas. We don't need the answer of the Shas that we talk about. Rabbi Lozo is talking about one suffix, Eshes Kohen. We only need that. Elak Shanu Chaim Al Piv. When we need only one doubt, not two doubts, when the prohibition, we are alive, our living prohibition comes, the source of prohibition, Al Piv Le'esor, upon his mouth to prohibit. Mitam Shav Yanavshe, the law of Shav Yanavshe. About show you aiding, but when the ones that give us the information tell us, listen, there's a double doubt here. Our witnesses, about show you aiding shizinto. But when I have witnesses that she committed adultery, even though they're standing far away, they don't know. They don't know if it's by free will or by force. And also they don't know it was on them, not on them. They don't know. They don't know it was on them, not on them. They don't know anything. They just know a woman.
Something happened.
Something happened. They see a cohabitation. They don't know free will or force. They don't know when. She got engaged in the afternoon. They don't know. They don't know if it was before or after. They don't know the exact date. Or they know the date, but they don't know if it was before the engagement. Then she got engaged. Let's say she got engaged 4 o'clock. They don't know if it was 2 o'clock, it was 5 o'clock. They don't know. But they see what's in action. Where will be the law? However, she'd be prohibited from the rabbis. The law learns if I have a knowledge of speaker, not through a person's mouth, through witnesses that tell me the information of double doubt, it's prohibited from the rabbis. But if the information comes through somebody's mouth, and I have to believe it, my double doubt, there's no Shav Yanasha double. So now I understand Rashi. Rashi says, I want you to get up in the morning and be hot. Get married Wednesday. Why have to get married Wednesday? What? Oh, because you want to be hot, and then you go to court, and you from your own mouth you bring prohibition. What do you mean? From your own mouth is double down. You cannot bring a prohibition. No. But maybe witnesses will come, and they will reveal to me the reality. And therefore, what? We also the Rabbanon. So that's when the rabbis say get married because we don't want you to live with this woman forever. That maybe she'd committed adultery. We don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. And maybe we can clarify by witnesses. And if witnesses clarify double doubt, you're not allowed to be with him in the Rabbanon. If he now just talks in court and he says, listen, it's double doubt, you don't care about it. So no Shav Yanaf, double doubt. It's fake. But if we want him to go to court and be hot, because maybe witnesses will come, even though the witnesses also still be a double doubt, still the lowest level, witnesses will come and say double doubt, still. It should be so the Rabbanon. Surely if the witness says, we know what happened, but we know free will, not free will, or we know what happened, it was free will, sure, that's even more, that should be prohibited. But we want him to go to court, even at the lowest level, still it will be clarified, or should be also with the Rabbanon. That's what he says. Right now, she's not a because the information comes from him. The information of that there's a problem, Isra. What did Uso? Who gave us a reason to have double doubt, worry, double doubt is him. It's now. By the information of telling us information of double doubt comes through him. It's nothing. When the information didn't come from him, it comes from Eidi. And there's also the Rabbanon. That's the Shita Sero. A lot of places can argue that. It is the law. She wants to say this is the Makor Rab Rashi. That's what Rashi. That's what Rashi in Tosfos. Correct. Because everybody asks on Rashi, okay, if you want to create a voice, but doesn't mean the witnesses will come. Maybe witnesses will come. And not only that, maybe it will be still the double down. Because no. Maybe anyone will come, and even it will be the lowest level double down, but it will be also the Rabbanon. So that's why you have an obligation to go and clarify it. And right now, it's nothing. Because he is, that comes from the mouth of Shabbat Nafsh.
Factor means that he claims the fact that he is there any factor in the fact that when he comes to Beis Din that we know that we believe him for the Pesach Pasuach if he doesn't bring if he brings a mappa without blood or
if he be makos will be also the Rabbanon. Even by double that. Went to the law. Because you have chazaka. Chazaka, in order to call his maskone is, he's believed as chazaka person, there's a status, person doesn't make a meal to destroy, to lose the meal. So therefore, once it's our source of knowledge, the Spit is not from his mouth, chazaka. Chazaka or a piece of cloth, because he was able to bring witnesses that was because over there, there was no blood. So I know Petach Patuach or through Mapo, or through Edim, or through Chazaka. So then it will be also. So according to the Maskana, according to this, when we said Omar Abloso, only Petach Patuach, then only by one down, not by two downs. That's only when he says Petach Patuach. Or when he has Tainas Domim, or when he has Chazok with the Maskana, so it's a double down. Binema, even there's a shita places with his Chazoko, so he's believed even to lose a ksu. So I'm holding the money, and I have a proof of Chazoko or Mapo that is a double down, so he cannot take, he can't take money out of me. There's a side, and maybe even though it's double down, but there's a side, and maybe I don't owe you the money. It's upon you to prove that is not so.
Even without Edim, when he comes to.
That's a shine and place in the when we say chazoko, that chazoko works also for the ksuba. Look in places here. It says, "Nema aim pesach patuah matzani nema lafsiduk ksubas." When he says petach patuah, even by one down, okay, she's prohibited, but can he lose her ksuba? Oy meri de shmuel moy de shamina lo yisraelov de lafsiduk ksubas. She's prohibited on him and he can lose her ksuba. The lot teimo de lo yener manav gam de kimi petach patuah. The name of Meiz v'shag lafsiduk ksubas. You don't say he's a liar, because as chazok, a person doesn't make a meal to lose. We don't assume he's believed to prohibit and lose a ksuba. The Rablozo nami matzi soba nema lafsido. The nokad lo yisrael ribuso v'kunjel lafsido ksubos gemo b'sugir alei. The Yerushalmi is mashas v'chlois Rablozo. His name on that. Yerushalmi learns and Rablozo learns is only name and laws for not ksubos. But according to Shmuel, Shmuel is Neman because it's Chazoko. So we have a Chazoko, he's believing in the lose of Ksuba because he's holding the money. The information didn't come through him, even by fake Satan.
Also the Rabbanon, so he only says it by himself, our witnesses, so he's not written because there's no Shabbat enough, there's no the Rabbanon.
He's not prohibited by Beit Din, but he's prohibited between him and
No.
him and.
No, the Kiddush over here, he says, the main Kiddush over here, he says, our assumption till now, what we learned, when it's double down, so you're permitted.
Yeah, you're permitted.
Right. Now he comes and says, no, double down, it means the right side, you're allowed, but the Rabbanon is prohibited. So even though it's a double down, it's still a problem, but it can be a difference if he admitted it by himself, or if basically comes through. If he comes and admits, since it's a Rabbanan declaration, we don't say that he could get a permission upon himself. If he comes to himself and says, I have a double doubt, he could continue doing with it.
Yeah.
The problem is if he comes to Basin and they confirm that she's not a virgin, even though we have no idea, they bring the reality that it's a double doubt. That already changes the status. Say, okay, so now you prohibited the Rabbanon. So this can also, so that's why it matters for not only maybe witnesses would come and prove and turn it from a double doubt to one doubt, also witnesses might come and turn it from a double doubt, from a triple doubt to a double doubt.
So my simplify.
That's his idea to explain Rashi. Instead of the 18 turning it from a double doubt to a single doubt, you have 18 turning it from a triple doubt into a double. What? It means since if there's no proof except of his words, for the situation. If there's no explanation except in his own words, this is not a status that obligates. Our assumption, meanwhile, was if there's a double doubt, she's prohibited. Now comes the man and says that she's permitted. Comes the man and he says no. Also, when there's a slight up, rabbinically she's prohibited. If it came from witnesses, if it came from himself, so we don't know, so we can continue on. A what?
This case is a doubt, witness.
A doubt means a topic. That means unknown. We don't know what happened. So over here, first of all, you claim it. We don't know she's not a virgin at all. You're claiming that.
So it comes from your mouth. You're creating the warrior. He said something wrong.
Why should we believe it?
So that by double doubt, we don't even intervene. But if the information of something wrong, he gives double doubt, come through witnesses, so then it's from the rabbi's point. Have to get around it. But the rabbis are obligated always to search for problems and make sure there are no problems in Jewish people. Look in the Miri. The Miri says very clear. Top of the page of page 6. Dayon Israel. Want to read that? You know how to read? You know how to read Dayon Israel. The Chachameyim Manigeyim. You know those words? Judges of Israel. They're wise people and they're leaders. 3 groups of people: leaders, rabbis, and judges. Tzrichin. The tashvesh means to always check. Always check. To go back and to investigate on the action of the people of the city. The obligation of the leaders, rabbis, and judges of Israel is to always search after the action of the people of the city. Not only that, the aim lohem is snatzlus. You know what I mean? They cannot give excuses. The rabbis cannot give excuses by saying what? Shiyasu, when they will do the proper anigle. When they do the proper thing and they reveal things. Listen, we have excuses. I did everything what I need to do, whatever it's revealed. I reveal. I don't know what's going on in the dormitory. People do at night, have their PlayStation, they curse, have the wrong man, what they do, they have girls. I know what's seen outside. Is there any excuses on the Rosh Hashiva or the rabbis? No. Why not? Oh, they're responsible. Right, Elo rather, very important. Elo rather, continue on, very important. This is very extremely important. Elo rather.
Responsibility here. We're questioning when the responsibility starts. And if you can get out of
Elo, what's it? Elo tzrichim. You know what they need? What that call means? They need to investigate. And the next word is shaking. Again, you also got to spy. To investigate, to spy. I'm not going to step to the dormitories at night spies. Yeah, but here,
The camera you found yesterday.
Here means the Ragel, like the Meraglim. The 12 spies, Hashem Meraglim. Ragel, to spy. They're obligated to investigate and to spy.
Obligated to investigate.
Who's going to be my spy here? Yes, I'm obligated.
Why would we be so spies to Israel before? Why did Hashem not like
That's not true. Hashem lied to it.
Like,
but they did the wrong thing. They spied the wrong thing.
Spied the wrong thing.
Yes, but really, Moshe Rabbeinu Baruch says we did good work. This obligation of the leaders is they cannot give excuses. Listen, I did whatever I saw outside. No. You can't follow what you see outside. You have to investigate and to spy. Continue on. After the hidden things. According to their power. Stop. So we'll continue on in a second. So what do we learn here, Alex? Tell me in your words. What's my job as a Rosh Hashiva? What's the job of Reb Shlomo Zalman as a rabbi?
Yes, to spy for you.
It's to spy for me, investigate and to spy. What, to spy what? About the hidden things. Continue on. The call. The mitrashlim. You know what mitrashel means? You lose hand. Everything you lose hand. Mitrashel means neglecting. But if you neglect it, if the rabbis are neglected in such a thing, הרי הכל נענשים, נסתריהם, חוטאים. Stop. Everybody gets punished with the hidden things of the sinners. In our parsha, it says, "Anistarot laHashem Elokeinu." They went to Grizim and right? The two mountains. And it says, "Anistarot laHashem Elokeinu, va'anigros lono adoilom." Which means if you're not obligated on the hidden things of the people. Your friend says that if a Jew does a sin and you don't protest against him, what happens? You're responsible, right? And the hidden things, what's in his heart, you're not responsible. But the rabbis are different. The rabbis are obligated to what? To spy and to investigate the hidden things, because everybody's get punished on the hidden things. Shelachoitim of the sinners. Why? Yes, neglect. They neglect their jobs. The rabbi's job is to spy, investigate what's going on with the hidden things of the people. Leaders, we said, leaders, wise people, rabbis, and judges of Israel. Shekol Yisrael, Achotim, sinners. Shekol Yisrael, Naasu. Stop. You know what Arevi means? No. Arevi means what? Guarantors. All Israel are guarantors, as they one to the other. Are you a guarantor to him, and to him, and to me, and to everybody together? The Gemara says in Masechet Sotah, all the Jewish people became guarantors of one another. In Agrizim. Mishikiblu.
They get a big guarantor. He trade here.
No trade. He's a guarantor to you and a guarantor to him. Continue on Mishakiblu. Blessings and curses. And Mount Grizim, Mount Elim. So we accepted all the blessings, the curses. And Mount Elim means for whom? Accept the curse of another Jew doing a sin that I get punished. So a normal person is not obligated to search and to spy the hidden things of his friend. But the rabbis and the leaders need to. That's their job. If not, there's no excuse as we did our job, we did what was outside. No, you have to know what's going on inside, and you have to tell the rabbi. Say, listen, can you be a stinker? You know what a stinker means? Stinker. He said it's a Hebrew word. He's a spell off. A snitch. Can you snitch to the rabbi? I'm sorry, I don't want to be bad, and everybody would hate me. Can I be a snitcher? It could be they call it in English, I forgot.
Obligation.
You have an obligation because you need to tell the rabbi. I have an obligation. So I need to have my spies. They're going to tell me they have the obligation to tell me what's going on.
But when they,
Obligation.
everybody else have an obligation to investigate. It's balanced in this nation.
Okay. And how the rabbis will know if people don't tell them? They don't inform the rabbis. They tell the rabbi, listen, you know what's going on in the dorms? No one's out here, you know what the guys are doing. This guy, you know what he's doing at night? He has a girlfriend, this, that. I had a couple of months ago, somebody told me was a guy in the yeshiva that he brought a girl to the dormitory. And people don't want to tell me. For the first week, I was afraid. And then one guy took the courage and they wanted to. I got rid of the boy. I had the story, this, that. Shiva. 4 months ago. You have to tell the Rosh Yeshiva, you have an obligation. My obligation is to know. You're a spy. I try to spy. I ask guys what's going on. Tell me that. They told me there was a PlayStation in the yeshiva. In the dormitory. So I went over to the guys. Listen, you can have a PlayStation. Why you cannot have a PlayStation? Because you wake up the whole courtyard, go to sleep at 4 o'clock, and you can't learn the next morning. It's okay to have relax in the PlayStation. It's okay. But not till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, then you can't learn the next day. So you have to tell the rabbi or not, because it bothers everybody else. Who told me that? The neighbor. The neighbor says that my boys, somebody said, listen, the people upstairs cannot sleep. The PlayStation is shouting and screaming till 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning, can't sleep, can't function. Whatever it is, that's the idea. So this is the source. Why the rabbis obligate their husband, they get married on Wednesday because we wanted to go to court and complain. He goes to court, nothing will happen, it's fake. Because if he reveals the information, it's a double doubt, there's nothing. There's a double doubt, the information comes from him. It's fake through Shabbat, there's nothing. No, we want to go to court, maybe a voice will come out, and information maybe will come out through witnesses. And even a double doubt, the lowest information of witnesses, they will be prohibited rabbanon, and therefore we are obligated to get married Wednesday. Capish? That's enough for today. Review it.